for Didaskalos is a noun, false teacher, used one time in the New Testament. Refers to 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 1. But there was a false prophet among the people, and even as there shall be a false teacher among you, who privily shall bring damnable heresies, and even denying the Lord, and brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction.
Second letter of Peter, addressed the same network of churches as Peter's first letter, and it's likely written in the same location of Rome. Peter has become the word of fact is going to die soon. The evidence of early tradition, as Peter executed by the Roman authority during the Emperor Nero. This letter acts as Peter's farewell speech. He has been offering a final challenge. His followers, people never stop growing. It's followed by two warnings about growing numbers of corrupt teachers who are leading Christians in the church community as leaders in the church. And they focus on the main object that were raised. First, the teachers have denied the idea of final reckoning. God's going to hold all people accountable for their choices. The denial will allow teachers to ignore Jesus' teaching, money and sex, because they're making tons of profit by teaching the churches. Not mention the fact they're sleeping around. Peter reminds the reader God can meet rebellion with his justice. He recalls these ancient examples where God did this. He doesn't mention the story of sons of God, Genesis 6. It's interpreted in the popular Jewish work at the time. It's called Enoch. Enoch says the Son of God are rebellion angels who crossed the line, who step with women earning judgment. We bring a story of ancient floods and then story about Sodom and Gomorrah. For each case, the rebellion led by divine judgment. The Peter says God is always faithful to deliver his people, and he uses the story a lot to provide an example. Peter connects his ancient stories to teachers that corrupt ways of life. So they too, after money and sex, they despise God's authority and lead other people to God doesn't care about moral decisions. He said these corrupt teachers will they use the license of freedom and whatever they want. That's why Peter's going to bring up Paul's letter in chapter 3. It appears teachers have distorted Paul's message of liberation in Christ, but it's not the kind of freedom Paul meant. Because Paul, the teachers are not really free. In reality, they're slaves to their embodied impulse. And the fact that Christians makes it even more tragic, because knowing Jesus teach making them doubly accountable. They compare, for examples,